Hey guys, back for another brew day. It's just after 7:30 in the morning, so I'm just getting myself ready. So I'm just heating up the mash water at the moment, and I've just got my grains in the grain basket here. So this is going to be like an easy drinking ale. It's called a Anyfest'lldo Ale. So what we've got on here is a mixture of Pilsner malt, pale malt, wheat malt, Aurora, which is like a Meloiden malt. So there's 4 different grains in there. And then for the hops I'm going to be using some leftover Citra and Motueka. So yeah, while that water's heating up, I'm actually going to drop the grain basket down. So I'm just lowering the grain basket down, so the water is coming up from through the bottom. Good way to soak all the grain. So there we go. Okay, so we're just about up to mash temperature. While that's been happening, I've turned the pump on and we've got the liquid recirculating, just so the grain's nice and wet and all mixed in. I've given it a bit of a stir with the spoon just to make sure there's no dough balls there. But yeah, it seems to be draining really well. That water level on the top is staying constant. It's not building up, so that's exactly what I want. I may not have shown you this, I just modified the Sparging, so it actually, I've put 3 little brackets here, so the ring just can clip on and off, and it sits at a nice height and it's nice and level. Before I had like a clip over here and the ring would sort of wobble and move around, but now it's nice and solid, and yeah, it's easier to get on and off, and yeah. So this is the first time of trying that out, so I'm glad that's working well. So we'll let that mash for 60 minutes, and yeah, I may or may not come back during that time, but we'll catch you soon. Okay, just a quick update. We're 20 minutes into the mash. Just wanted to show you actually just how much the wort, I guess you could call it, is darkened up, just as the sugars are getting extracted or converted out of the mash. But yeah, it's nice and clear on the top. There's a layer of liquid there, but you can see the grains nicely underneath. Bit of foaming happening as well. And also, while I'm waiting for the mash, we've got the home brewer's breakfast of choice, which is for me is homemade muesli and homemade yogurt, and a nice cup of, can't beat the old English breakfast tea, goes down a treat. Cheers guys, we'll come back. Guys, I've just finished the 60-minute mash. Got a really nice colour there. Bit of foaming on the top there. But yeah, the sparge went really well. In fact, the grain is drained better than I sort of hoped for. So there's no sort of liquid sitting on the top. It's just draining straight through the grain. It's been like that most of the time. So yeah, I'm just going to do a 10-minute mash out at I think it's 77 degrees Celsius. So we'll do that, and then I'll come back once we do the sparge. I've finished the mash out, and now I've got the sparge going. So I've got my hot water urn here, that's keeping the water at the right temperature, and I've just basically taken the hose from here, hooked it up to the urn, go through the pump, and just got that going over the top of the grain. Now I've got my stainless steel ruler in there. I'm trying to collect 17 litres pre-boil. So it's probably not showing up. We're at about 15 litres, so I've got to collect another couple of litres. So yeah, everything's going pretty well at the moment. We'll probably come back once the sparge is finished and I'm on to the hop additions. Cheers. Okay, got it to the boil. Let's start the old timer here. So what are we putting in? 10 minutes of Citra at 60 minutes. Wunderbar. There we go. We're off and running. Okay, we'll come back later on, guys. Okay, we're into the last 10 minutes of the boil. I've got no 10-minute additions. I'm just doing 65 and a hop stand. So I've just plonked the chiller in just to sterilise that, and I'm just adding in half a tablet of Werflock. So yep, we will be back. Okay, so it's time for the 5-minute additions, and I am adding in 10 grams of Citra and 20 grams of Motueka. So let's chuck that in. Lovely jubbly. Ooh, that smells good. We'll come back for the final addition. Okay, it's time to do the 0 a minute additions, or what I'm going to do is a hop stand, so let's turn that off. Hey bastard. Sorry about that, guys, I couldn't get the old alarm to turn off. So yeah, I've turned the boiler off and I've chucked in the last hop addition, so that was another 20 grams of Motueka, and it's meant to be 10 grams of Citra, but I was about 3 grams short. And I'm just going to let that sit there for 30 minutes. I was going to cool it down to 80 degrees, then do a hop stand, but with the back door open and the fact it's quite cold in here, I just thought I'd do it leave it at 100 degrees. I think the temperature is going to drop down quite quickly. So yeah, we'll leave that for 30 minutes and then I'll start chilling the wort down. Okay guys, I've chilled the wort down to 22 degrees and I'm just transferring it into my fermenter, which I've cleaned and sterilised. Not quite as clear as I thought it might have been, but having said that, there's probably a good 25 to maybe 30% wheat in there, and I think that's probably the reason for the cloudiness. So it's actually going to probably turn into, well, I think the style's sort of like a wheat ale, but what I'll do is I'll let this finish and then I'll come back at the end and show you a sample of the beer. Cheers. Hey guys, thanks for watching the brew day. We're all done and dusted, the fermenter's all tucked up. So here's a sample. So it actually had quite a lot of wheat in it, about 25% wheat, so it's not super clear, but a lot of stuff has dropped to the bottom already, just I guess through using the Werflock tablet and chilling it down quickly. But let's have a bit of a taste. I mean, a lot of samples taste the same, but it's got some real nice sort of sweet, biscuity sort of malt flavour. It's a nice bitterness. I had it quite low, around 35 IBUs, just so it wasn't too over the top. So it's going to probably turn into like a wheat ale type beer. Getting a bit of a taste of the old Citra and Motueka, but not too much. But yeah, I mean, as you know, these are, I guess, as long as this tastes okay now, that's always a good sign. There's no funny flavours in there. So, but as you know, the difference between now and the finished beer is dramatic. So yeah, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll go and do the ever delightful cleanup now, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, the beer's gonna come out at about 4.8%, so it's gonna be a nice easy drinker. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.